the Carnival Breakfast Show, Mondays through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Absolute Radio for the funnest way to start your day. The Carnival Breakfast Show. Dig in.
A beautiful morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Carnival Breakfast Show, coming to you from Carnival Radio. And this is Newspaper Review. I am Joseph Oyokola. This is where we review interesting stories from our daily newspapers. I have the Punch with me, I have the Vanguard newspaper, I have the Post, and I have the Nation newspaper. Good morning once again, and welcome. Before we proceed to read the news and details, here are the headlines. I read this from the Punch newspaper. Pre-primary screening. Tension mounts as APC panels disqualify over 150 aspirants. And this is from the Vanguard newspaper. Makinde may join 2027 presidential race Thursday. Moving forward to the Post newspaper, is where NDC pegs presidential form at 60 million naira. Primaries hold May 29. And to the last, not the least, a number clear security advisor of sexual misconduct allegations. And now to the news and details. I read from the Punch newspaper. It's where 150 aspirants were disqualified in APC. Petitions, protests, legislate, and accusation of imposition have trailed the ongoing screening of aspirants by the ruling All Progressives Congress across several states ahead of the 2027 general election, exposing widening cracks within the party over the use of consensus arrangement and the disqualification of aspirants. Investigation by the newsmen revealed that aggrieved aspirants in states including Taraba, Kano, Jigawa, Anambra, Benue, Kogi, Kaduna, Ebonyi, Rivers, and Plateau are mobilizing petitions and possible legal challenges over the outcome of the party's screening exercises. The screening exercise forms part of the APC's nationwide process aimed at reducing the number of aspirants ahead of the party primaries. However, the exercise has already generated controversy in several states, with disqualified aspirants expected to seek redress through appeal committees. In some states, protests have already erupted, while in others, party stakeholders warn that attempts to impose candidates could trigger defections, anti-party activities, and deepen internal divisions ahead of the primaries. In Taraba State, the endorsement of incumbent lawmakers, reportedly backed by the party stakeholders after the screening exercise, sparked a fierce backlash, particularly in Taraba North Senatorial District, where youth groups and stakeholders openly rejected the endorsement of Senator Shuaibu Issa Lahu. A stakeholder from Karim Lamido local government area, Paul Panue, described the senator's tenure as a complete failure, insisting that there was no record of impactful project, no policy footprint, and nothing measurable to justify another term. Another constituent, Dixon Quinde won that, repeating what he called a costly political mistake could alienate voters. Similarly, the Coalition of Concerned Youth and Voice of the Proletariat and Karima Lamido rejected the senator's endorsement. For more details, please visit the Punch newspaper. Pre-primary screening. Tension mounts as APC panel disqualify over 150 aspirants. Moving to the Vanguard newspaper is where there is speculation that Governor Makinde may join 2027 presidential race on Thursday. Oyo State Governor Oyo Makinde formally declared his presidential ambition during a rally built for the ancient Moko Hall in Ibadan South local government area of the state on Thursday. The event, tagged Unity Mega Rally Ibadan 2026, is expected to serve as the official launch of Makinde's anticipated 2027 presidential bid, alongside the unveiling of a political alliance between the People's Democratic Party and the Allied People's Movement and the state. Aside from declaring his presidential bid, Makinde is also expected to unveil aspirants seeking state and national elective positions on the platform of APM. To be recalled that there was a wave of resignations by political office holders in the state, especially those seeking positions at the 2027 elections from the PDP to the APM. Among those expected to be unveiled on the APM platform are former Commissioner for Finance in the state, Bimbo Adekambi, as the party's governorship candidate, Stalin Olajide Olufemi Ajadi, and Shina Pella as senatorial candidate. House of Representatives and House of Assembly candidate of the party are also expected to be unveiled. The declaration rally is expected to be presided by the signing of an agreement between leaders of the APM and the Taminu Turaki faction of the PDP on the terms of the alliance. The credible PDP source said that they will sign the form with the APM. Ahead of Thursday's rally, preparations have intensified, with party leaders from both camps expected to begin arriving in Ibadan on Wednesday. For more details, please visit the Vanguard newspaper. Makinde may join 2027 presidential race Thursday. In another interesting story from the Nation newspaper is where the NDC pegs presidential form and nomination to 60 million naira. The Nigerian Democratic Congress on Tuesday released the schedule for the conduct of its primary elections, with presidential hopefuls expected to pay 60 million naira to secure their nomination and expression of interest forms ahead of the 2027 general elections. NDC National Chairman Moses Cleopas disclosed this in a statement made available to the newsmen in Abuja. NDC National Chairman Moses Cleopas disclosed this in a statement made available to the newsmen in Abuja. Cleopas announced that the sale of farms will commence from May 13 to May 18 as a basic step to its internal electoral process ahead of the next general elections. The party also advised aspirants to attend the planned screening exercise with their relevant credentials and supporting documents. Continue, Cleopas clarified that aspirants who seek tickets for state houses of assembly will be screened in their respective states, while screening for National Assembly and presidential aspirants would take place at the party's national headquarters in Abuja. According to him, every aspirant will be required to sign an undertaking in line with the party's guidelines and code of conduct. An open ballot system is a voting method in which voters vote openly, in contrast to a secret ballot where a voter's choices are confidential. The NDC argued that its approved nomination fees remain among the lowest when compared with those charged by other major political parties in the country. Under the approved fee structure, aspirants for the houses of assembly are expected to pay 2.5 million naira for both the expression of interest and nomination forms, while those for the House of Representatives will pay 6 million naira. For more details, please visit The Nation newspaper. NDC pegs presidential form at 60 million. Primaries hold May 29. On to the last news on newspaper review this morning. Anambra clears security advisor of sexual misconduct allegations. The Anambra State government says it has concluded its investigation into allegations of sexual misconduct made by human rights lawyer and public commentator Professor Chidi Odikanu against the security advisor to the state governor Ken Emiakayi, and has found the claim to be false and misleading. Odikanu had accused Emiakayi of alleged sexual misconduct bordering on an improper relationship with Mrs. Mmasi Nwagu, the wife of the detained native doctor Chukwuwodiezi Nwagu, also known as Oka Okuku Tiwaraki. The allegations, made some weeks ago, generated controversy and public debate surrounding the prosecution and conviction of Oka Okuku Tiwaraki. However, in a press statement released on Tuesday, a media aide to the Anambra State Governor, Mazi Ejimofo Opara, said a fact-finding committee constituted by the state government to probe the allegations submitted its report on May 11 and exonerated the security advisor. Also, however, the state government said Professor Odikanu failed to honor its invitations. For more details, please visit the Post newspaper. Anambra clears security advisor of sexual misconduct allegations. To bring this paper review to a close this morning, here is a recap of headlines. Pre-primary screening, tension mounts as APC panels disqualify over 150 aspirants. Makinde may join 2027 presidential race Thursday. NDC pegs presidential form at 60 million. Primaries hold May 29. Anambra clear security advisor of sexual misconduct allegations. How that, we've come to the end of newspaper review. Thank you very much for listening. You can download the Carnival Media app from Google Play Store and App iOS. You can also check our website at www.carnivalmedia.ng. My name remains Joseph Oyokola. Good morning and please do well to enjoy the rest of your day.